Have you ever wondered how to master confidentiality in professional situations? In the world of professionalism, confidentiality isn't just a choice, it's an obligation. It forms the bedrock of trust upon which business relationships are built. And it's not just about being a good professional, it's about safeguarding the interests of your clients, your colleagues, and your organization. Imagine what could happen if confidentiality is breached. Trust gets shattered, leading to strained relationships. There could be serious legal consequences too. Ever heard of lawsuits for breach of confidentiality? They're not a pretty sight. And let's not forget the potential damage to your professional reputation. Once tarnished, it's quite a task to rebuild. Confidentiality, then, is pivotal in maintaining a thriving professional ecosystem. But the question remains, how can one effectively maintain confidentiality? It's not just about zipping your lips, it's about a systematic approach. So are you ready to dive in? Let's get started. Step 1 in mastering confidentiality involves understanding what constitutes confidential information. Confidentiality is the cornerstone of trust in professional relationships. But what exactly is confidential information? In a professional setting, this usually encompasses a broad range of data. It could be personal details about an individual, such as their health records or financial status. It might also include sensitive business information like strategic business plans, financial reports, or proprietary technology. Furthermore, it's essential to remember that confidentiality isn't limited to written documents. Verbal communication, such as private conversations or meetings, also falls under the umbrella of confidentiality. Imagine being privy to a discussion about a company's future product line. That information is confidential too. So in essence, any piece of information that isn't meant for public knowledge can be considered confidential. Once you understand what is confidential, you can take steps to protect it. The second step is implementing measures to maintain confidentiality. This is where the rubber hits the road, and it's all about taking practical measures to protect confidential information. Let's start with the basics: secure communication channels. Whether you're discussing sensitive matters in person, over the phone, or through digital means, it's crucial to ensure that your communication channels are secure and free from prying eyes and ears. Next up, we have encryption. Encryption is like a secret code that only you and the intended recipient can understand. It's a powerful tool that adds an extra layer of security to your confidential information, making it unreadable to anyone without the decryption key. Then we have non-disclosure agreements, or NDAs. These are legal contracts that bind people to secrecy. They're used to make sure that those who come into contact with your confidential information, be it employees, contractors, or business partners, understand their obligation to keep that information secret. But of course, all these measures would be ineffective without proper training and awareness among employees. It's crucial for employees to understand the importance of confidentiality and how to protect it. Regular training sessions, workshops, and awareness campaigns can help instill this understanding and keep it fresh in their minds. By implementing these measures, you can significantly reduce the risk of a confidentiality breach. And remember, protecting confidentiality is not a one-time task, but a continuous process that requires vigilance and commitment. The final step in mastering confidentiality is knowing how to respond if a breach occurs. It's like having a fire escape plan. You hope you'll never need it, but if a fire breaks out, you'll be glad you prepared. Breaches can happen despite our best efforts. That's why having a robust response plan is crucial. This plan typically involves 3 key steps. First, an investigation to determine the extent and cause of the breach. This is akin to finding out how the fire started and how far it spread. Next, you need to notify the affected parties. This step is all about transparency and owning up to the situation. It's tough, but necessary. The final step is taking remedial actions. This might mean tightening your security measures, providing support to those affected, or even facing legal consequences. By responding quickly and appropriately to breaches, you can mitigate the damage and demonstrate your commitment to confidentiality. To recap, mastering confidentiality involves understanding what is confidential, implementing measures to protect it, and knowing how to respond if a breach occurs. We've journeyed through the significance of recognizing confidential information, the necessity of establishing protective protocols, and the importance of swift, appropriate reactions to breaches. Each step, crucial in its own right, forms the foundation of mastering confidentiality in professional scenarios. By following these steps, you can confidently navigate professional situations while maintaining the highest level of confidentiality.